If he did, that would be a great spot because that is a perfect segue into what's happening with free agency.
Because that's looking
Right.
scary.
So, in free agency so far, what we have an interesting trade to start things off. Before the Raptors' body that they laid out of the Warriors' body could get cold, we had a trade, and Anthony Davis switched hands from Nolens and went heading west
Nolens.
to
No LA.
LA. So, interesting trade here. We got going one way is Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram.
How much shit does fucking
Jar.
LeVar Ball talk, bro? Like this guy is
Need some water.
LeVar Ball, bro. He's just intense. He's like, I watched him with Stephen A. the other day. They were having some interview. I was just wondering who's more intense. Like, I don't know. Does Stephen A. like LeVar Ball,
I think
or is he always critical of him,
Stephen A is always critical
of everybody?
But,
I know.
I think that they conversed. He answered Stephen A's questions. Sometimes Stephen A didn't agree with his
Right.
answer because he didn't see how it came from logic.
I think they were just being, at least Stephen A. is kind of to the point. He doesn't like bullshit a lot. That's why I think he's a little too extra, but I think he's kind of on point otherwise.
Oh, LeVar is definitely extra.
And LeVar is extra, yeah. And what is like, I don't know that Lamelo or whatever is supposed to get drafted. Lamelo
LaMelo in 2020.
2020. So he was saying how he's gonna,
He said
Just
LaMelo's
kill
going to go. Honestly, LaMelo Ball is very, very, very talented.
He looks like
Okay.
he might go.
I don't know much about.
I think he finished last year and finished in some people's mocks at like 3. So like it is possible. He's not talking outlandishly. You'll see.
There's
The
two of them
ABL's
now.
for real.
There's 2 of them that have just, I forget what's his name,
What are you talking about?
the
that-
draft.
that have declared for, they're going to play for Australian teams out of
Oh
high
right,
school.
yeah.
But I think
It's LaMelo and another individual. I forgot who he was. He was mocked as 5th best. The ABL's getting some stuff over there because Adam Silver was on Get Up talking about that, and he was saying, "What do we have to do to get the G League to that level?" So they're going to be looking into making the G League taking
that
into
would be
the-
dope.
That would be dope. It would be domestic. It would be here. It would be it would make G League players better, and it would make a lot of basketball players in North America have a feasible place to go to if they don't want to have to necessarily go into school.
It's just hard
know?
to have that generate revenue.
Well, it's harder to start up, right? But what you need is those blue chip prospects coming to your league. You need attention. So you need the LaMelo Ball being like, I'll stay here. I'll go to the G League.
Yeah.
You need these guys being like Zion Williamson being like guys like
So you
Zion
have to
Williamson.
pay them.
You have to. The thing is, it's professional. So now you're coming getting paid, and it's fine. You want to go to school? Go to school. It should be an option. It shouldn't be the only
Right.
path.
Yeah,
Makes
after
sense.
high school, if you're gonna get paid $1 million for the next season of basketball, like that's what someone like Melo may get offered.
As opposed to not get paid anything if you go to school, right?
Right. Like,
But that's why these guys are going to Australia, because it's gonna be like, you can imagine like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old coming out of high school, gonna go ball, and if he shines on his team and grows exponentially, you could be the first overall pick.
Sure.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, but heading back to free agency.
Yeah.
So let's
Tell me about KD.
Yeah, so about free agency now. So one of the biggest things about the free agency that we've noticed so far, it's this Anthony Davis trade.
Right.
Obviously, Anthony Davis went to the Lakers, and going to the Pelicans was Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Josh Hart. And you got 3 picks going the other way, including the number 4 overall pick in the draft that is on Thursday. So with all these variables, that is a huge domino to fall. And I feel like this trade happened so quickly after this finals was over.
Yeah.
Particularly because of the injuries to the Warriors. Like that, because when KD went down with the Achilles, and then Clay went down the next game with the
ACL.
the ACL tear,
Yeah.
that really changed everything because they were both unrestricted free agents that were huge prey for a lot of teams that were sitting there waiting on Kevin Durant to become a free agent.
Correct.
That's out of the question.
Knicks.
That's out of the question if you don't want to wait. The Knicks could wait. The Knicks are not a great team,
No, I know that.
but the
yeah.
Knicks could wait.
If you did not
but-
want to wait.
Like if you needed help now, that sweepstakes is now closed.
Absolutely.
So now if you need help immediately, it puts a heightened value on someone like an AD.
Mm-hmm.
So AD getting traded immediately is the Lakers being like, we don't want other suitors being like, okay, well KD is not an option anymore. Let's go trade for this guy, because they just saw what happened with Kawhi,
Yeah.
and it's a copycat league. When people see you trade for that expiring contracts will never be more valuable than right now. Guys that are doing their last year, where it's like a cheap rental off of a team that's not going anywhere, someone like a Kemba Walker would have been traded for after this season was over. People wouldn't have waited. Why? Because they've seen what's possible. Oh, we're just one guy away. Let's do it to,
Like Kemba should have traded him. Or
it's a
no,
copycat league at this
they
point.
should have traded Kemba.
You got to
Found
get
something.
something, because you got to get something before he leaves.
Right.
You weren't going to win a championship. So why are you
I don't
keeping...
think Kemba believes in that group enough.
He
to
should
stay.
not. They have a dude. It's not only that the group isn't talented enough, which they are not. It's the salary cap situation. Nicholas Batum's still getting paid, bro, and he's getting paid big bucks. I think he's the top 30 salary person in the entire league. He's not a top 30 player. He's well outside the top 100, or sorry, at least at his best, he's in the top 70 on those nights. So what's happening here with Nicholas Batum is a horrible situation, and when you have a player like that, you got to get rid of your star guy that's disgruntled, or at least not going to win you a chip and is walking into free agency where he could leave. And I'd love to see him end up in the Lakers. That's my number one guy I want to
Kemba
see end up
Walker.
with the Lakers. I want to see Kemba
Be a good piece
given a
to add.
chance to be the cardiac Kemba, and let everyone know that Kyrie Irving became Kyrie Irving when LeBron gave him the chance to become Kyrie Irving.
Sure.
Kyrie Irving didn't make the playoffs before LeBron. He would have been another Kemba Walker where people are like, oh, that's talent. Give Kemba Walker a chance to play beside LeBron, and you tell me what's going to be the difference.
Kemba Walker
It would
might
be the same.
average 30. He will.
I
be
was talking to
disgusting.
my concierge about
7
this.
threes a
I said
game.
you'd see the same thing from Kyrie. He's like, I don't know if Kemba has that juice. I'm like, I don't know what this abstract word you're using to talk about what Kyrie has that Kemba does not, but I don't see it. Handles, dude, let's go.
Kemba's got handles.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Kemba's not going to be going down with the sham gods and stuff, but he's going to be crossing you up.
And he's
Don't
not that bad defensively for his size.
defensively, he's better than Kyrie, first of all. And then on top of the
always
threes,
gives
he's
energy.
better than Kyrie. From three, he's better than Kyrie. And in terms of playmaking, Kyrie's playmaking comes from dribble, dribble, dribble. If you want a Kemba Walker to be running, if you want Kemba Walker to be running off of things just like, say, a Steph Curry or even a Seth Curry, because he's good off ball too, you guys are running and getting
Around
open.
Anthony Davis and
Dude,
LeBron,
come on.
That's
Kemba Walker at 29 years old in his prime is going to look just as good, if not better, than Kyrie did beside him. And I don't care what anybody says. That's if they wanted to put their money onto one guy. But that's not what I think is the best option for them. I think they need to take that $24 million that's left over. $23 million that's left over after this AD trade goes through. And they need to diversify their assets as much as possible. Go up to some of these veterans like JJ Redick and Bojan Bogdanovic and Chris Middleton and these guys
Chris
that are out
Middleton,
there.
I think is
And-
going to
and-
get a max contract.
If you go up to, I agree with you with Chris Middleton. And someone's gonna, I don't know about max, but he's gonna get like 20 mil. I don't know. You could probably go and get 30 mil if you're him. If you just want to chase the dollars, someone will give it to you.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
have
saying.
as
With Milwaukee, he
Dallas
will get
needs
less.
somebody. Dallas needs somebody. If Dallas went and got middle, because they have cap space, they could definitely afford that.
Their team is looking so good.
Imagine Middleton going over to. I never thought about Middleton to Dallas, but that's a great.
Any of
That is a
these-
great
any of
sneaky
these-
thing.
If Durant went there, man, it would
Butler?
be scary. Yeah.
Butler's from Houston. I'm not Houston. Sorry, it's from Texas, the state. If you wanted to go home, they got max dollars out there in Dallas. No tax. Come to your home state. Play with Luka Doncic and these guys. I don't know if
And
it's the best fit, but that's a
Porzingis.
defensive leader. I don't think he'd be. Rick Carlisle ain't taking that. It's a risk, though. I think Jimmy Butler's going to hurt his brand in terms of fit a little bit with getting cheese and everybody everywhere he goes, but he just cares about winning. So I don't know if they're ready
Honestly,
yet for
I'm
a Jimmy Butler.
curious, like, what if DeMarcus Cousins went with Dallas?
That'd be interesting. Just another guy to put ring off the bench.
DeMarcus Cousins in general. he played okay. He
Yeah.
ramps
He
up
wasn't
his workload.
horrible.
He can
After
get
the
back
He's
injury.
gonna
to-
look better
Yeah.
next year than this year for sure.
So who's offering him what kind of dollars? That's a very interesting situation.
If I'm Dallas, I'd be like, yo, man, you want like 10 mil? Like I'll have some
You
faith.
think
1
12
year,
mil's too much?
1 year, I'll give you 10. I'll give you 12. I'll give you a chance and pay you. Let's see if you can contribute. But I don't know. That might be a thing. I don't know if I go for Boogie necessarily. I think Middleton's a cool one there. But
think
going
Middleton
back
would
to
wanna
Kemba
stay in
Walker
Milwaukee.
going back to Kemba Walker over there. Instead of doing that, I'd go to your Bojan Bogdanoviches. You guys, you can get a little bit cheap in that. JJ Redick,
Maybe
like these
Danny
guys,
Green.
Danny Green. These are guys that will take a little bit less money because they're vets and they're gonna be like, you know what, it's a chance to go win a championship and do something, right?
Right.
That's fine. Sometimes the other disposition is like, you know what, is my last chance to secure the bag. I'm 31, I'm 32, I'm 33. Like, it's your last chance to get paid, you know? So you don't want to. So it depends on your priorities.
Well, we
right?
already know LeBron really wants to get it because it's like towards the end of his career,
Wesley
right?
Matthews is another guy.
Well, I think Anthony Davis
Patrick
and
Beverley.
LeBron James is a finals team. They are significantly better than the Warriors and whatever the Warriors can put together.
And they're not going to be the main competitors. And I think the main competitor will emerge as the year goes on. It will be a Denver style. I don't think it will be Denver, but I think it will be a Denver style of somebody's going to be like, whoa, we didn't expect this team to go off now that the Warriors are kind of out of the way. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Patrick Beverley, my notable free agent personally. Patrick Beverley, if you can get this guy to come on that vet,
Toronto.
Oh, man.
Holy, with Kyle Lowry, the defense would be gnarly.
oh man, I'd be down. I don't know how much Patty Bev's trying to get paid, but
I mean, the only one that looks better is that one I was talking about, New Orleans with Drew Holiday and Lonzo Ball.
that's the best defensive backcourt in the league.
Easily. Like, they are both nasty.
Because Lonzo Ball going and being able to join up with Drew Holiday, a vet like that, is going to be amazing. And then they have the first pick with Zion Williamson.
Right.
With
It's
Lonzo
gonna be
Ball,
it's gonna be messed up, man. Lonzo throwing it up to Zion.
with Lonzo
Oh
Ball
my
on the floor
God.
for the Lakers. I saw this. They were the best defensive team in the league.
Who?
Lonzo Ball on the Lakers.
Oh, right.
When he was on the floor, they were the best defensive team in the league.
I remember seeing that somewhere as well. Their defensive rating is just so much better because LeBron was also there too, and those guys out. I mean, in defensive win shares, I think Lonzo was top 15 last year. Like not this season, the last season. And that was his rookie, so this is his sophomore. He obviously got better. Like, he's a premier defender, so he's great. And
Drew Holiday.
I think in this system where you're not getting put into a weird, wacky ass rotation from Luke Walton and stuff, I think he'll be able to flourish a little bit with Alvin Gentry trusting him a little bit. And Drew Holiday is made for shooting guard. He is a premier combo guard, premier shooting
I
guard.
think Lonzo Ball is very similar to what Rondo brought.
Right.
And putting
You got a younger
Drew
one.
Holiday at the pure shooting guard, you're going to shoot it, and we're going to have this guy that's gifted with his vision and his passing.
With
He'll find
Brandon
you.
Ingram and his defensive ability, and then obviously Zion Williamson. You get yourself a big in there.
I mean, and they're deep. Like, I don't know if they want to keep Etwan more.
If I'm
but he's been
Pelicans-
a solid guy that's always can cover multiple positions back there.
If I'm the Pelicans, I'm gonna try to trade for Capella.
They need a center.
Listen, that fourth pick, you can use that and attach Solomon Hills to the contract match up. You give that fourth, and then you give another piece. Something you make something happen for a Clint Capella, because Clint Capella's getting paid a lot. He's disgruntled, and I don't think Houston's going to be going down that path in the proper way.
Another proposition. What if
Or could they
they
just try
signed
it?
Vucevic?
Vucevic would be a smart sign, savvy. It's silent and savvy
You have
because
a very good
above
center.
that, like he's just like he's like a
And you could pay him-
JV. Like Vucevic is like a better JV. He's just like he comes in there, he gives it to you every single night.
way better. I think as much as he impacts the game in a variety.
Well, JV
of ways.
can't shoot a three, first of all. But yeah, it's like a what I'm saying. What I was thinking about JV, and it was in terms of great post up scorer,
and
I
maybe
think
a little underrated in the league.
But Vucevic is a very gifted passer. Vucevic is a very gifted shooter. He's great at the line, just
And
like JV
he's
is.
not as athletic as some centers.
But a good
so being
defensive
around
defender.
young athletic people like Lonzo Ball, Drew
hides it.
Holiday,
It
Zion
hides it.
Williams, that's fine.
That's super dope.
So I think he would be a very good pick. And they
As a
would,
free agent too, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to be bent over the barrel with a trade.
I mean, I think
And that
he's
dude,
gonna
imagine
ask for a
going and
max
drafting.
contract.
Yes, he is. He should. He should get it.
And they will. And they have the money to give it to him. So and Brandon Ingram on that. This team is looking good. I think they need to fill that center position.
They
Everything
need a
else is
good
fine.
one. They need someone that they can trust. And you know what would be a very cheap option
DeMarcus
is if you.
Cousins.
Well, I mean, another cheap option I was thinking was Kenneth Faried. If you went and
Yeah.
tried to get a Kenneth Faried and like let the manimal kind of come out there and actually give him a chance. Now he's undersized.
That would be freakish.
It would
with
be
Zion
crazy
Williamson.
speed. Crazy speed, man.
Kenneth Faried
And Zion Williamson.
Alonzo Ball.
Get Nerlens Noel, who's also unrestricted free agent. Just
Michael's
rotate
building
these
a
guys.
scary team here.
Just rotate these defensive guys, man. Yeah, they're not going to score underneath the basket, but yo, that's super Warriors. That's like, give me all the
Nothing
defense from
can
the
be said
centers.
about free agency until the draft happens.
Yeah.
And then we can
Drafts
only
on
wait and see.
Thursday, man. Raps don't have a pick in the first round right now.
We don't, right?
No.
That's okay.
I'm excited for that second rounder because who knows who Masai is going to grab this time.
Hopefully. We trust in him. We trust in him.